When you employ somebody, I think you can expect to put an honest day working.
Halfway through the season, Tony Beets worries because they haven't found much gold.
Be nice to break 200 one of these days. What happened to the good old days? Get 500 or something.
He's upgrading his equipment to get more gold quickly because prices are high and they could make a lot of money. Every hour of delay costs money, so there's huge pressure to find gold fast. What if there are secrets buried that could change history itself? Let us explore the 1,000 ounces that destroyed the competition. $1 million dreams in the dirt. As the season reaches its midpoint, the expected gold haul at Paradise Hill is notably underwhelming. Veteran miner Tony Beets, with over 30 years of experience, is banking on this extensive background to capitalize on the currently high gold prices. His experience tells him that now is not the time to slow down. In the high-stakes world of gold mining, every moment and every ounce counts, especially when the potential reward could be in the millions. Tony insists, with the high gold prices, a guy really doesn't want to waste any more time than necessary. It's his way of motivating his team to push harder. If they manage to extract 500 ounces, they could potentially earn $1 million. It sounds almost too straightforward, a simple equation of input versus lucrative output. However, the reality is more complex and fraught with challenges.
I do remember mining in front of it. I remember mining all the way around it. I just don't remember how far in we mined up to it. I'll just have to dig around and figure it out.
Mining for gold is less about luck and more about persistent, grueling work. This isn't just routine maintenance, it's a critical upgrade. The machinery must perform at its best to handle the increased demands of efficient gold extraction. Tony's commands echo around the worksite. Tack it, tack it, tack it. Each directive is a sharp reminder of the urgency and precision needed. This intense refurbishing activity is hardly what one might picture as a typical day's work. It's laborious and noisy, a stark contrast to the often glamorized image of gold. This operation is a race against the clock, underpinned by a stark reality. Every hour of work costs money, and any mechanical failure or delay can have costly consequences. The pressure to maximize output is immense, driven by the volatile nature of gold prices and the thin line between profit and loss. For Tony and his crew, each day is a mix of hope and hard reality. They dig, sift, and repair, driven by the potential of a golden windfall. This is no treasure hunt. It's a calculated operation where every decision, every piece of dirt, and every moment of labor could tip the scales between a jackpot and just breaking even.
It's just not fair
No.
to the employees to see all that gold. I mean, now in this case, they see it on TV because of Gold Trust.
In this environment, the idea of striking it rich is what keeps everyone going. It's a tough job, where the rewards of today could fund the dreams of tomorrow. Tony's gamble on his experience and the relentless pursuit of efficiency is a testament to the life of a miner, always chasing the next big find, always aware that every day the mine offers both a promise and a challenge. Old-timer tailings are making the most of the soaring gold prices. Even a modest haul of 50 to 100 ounces could easily cover the expenses stirred up by the operation. Of course, it would be even better to unearth a few extra ounces. However, before the gold can be processed, there's practical work to be done, connecting the processing plant to a water source, a water intake pond that's over half a mile away. This requires the construction of a large plastic pipeline. The choice to switch from traditional steel pipes to modern plastic ones seems smart. These plastic pipes are praised for being flexible and durable, touted as a forward-thinking choice. They are said to make installation simpler and are expected to last longer. Yet, one can't help but question whether this praise is slightly overdone. Could the enthusiasm for the new technology be overshadowing the real challenges, like environmental concerns and the complexities of setting up such a system? Now, let's see how the new tech shapes our project. Building bridges between man and nature. The machinery involved is impressive, a high-tech device specifically for welding the pipes together. This machine represents a peak in current technology, designed to ensure that the pipeline is well constructed and reliable. It's almost as if the smooth operation of this machine is a metaphor for how well everything should come together. Modern technology, helping humans harness nature's resources more efficiently. But this progress comes with its own set of issues. How long will it be before today's cutting edge becomes tomorrow's outdated technology? The pipeline, though a feat now, might one day be just an old part of the landscape, replaced by newer innovations. The focus of this project is clearly on what can be gained immediately: the gold, the technological ease, the potential for increased efficiency. As the pipeline stretches through nature, it's worth considering what else is being linked in the process. This isn't just about connecting a plant to a water source, it's about linking human ambition with the natural environment, short-term gains with long-term impacts. While the operation moves forward with a sense of optimism, powered by the latest technology, the broader implications loom. What are the environmental costs of such an endeavor? How does the push for quick profits align with sustainable practices? As we advance technologically, it's critical to reflect on these broader questions, to ensure that in our rush for gold, we don't overlook the value of the environment itself.
But a normal place in a normal gold mine, it's not fair to the employee. There goes the employee, he gets a $10,000 check this month, and there goes the owner, walks away with $1 million or $2 million.
The project, wrapped in the promise of quick rewards and advanced methods, subtly sidelines deeper concerns about our ecological footprint and the real price of extracting natural resources. So here we are, diving right into a major undertaking. The plan is to lay down a big pipeline, a job that takes more than just courage. It's a real commitment. The first step involves setting up a large heat pad to join two separate pipes into one large one. The goal is clear: to build a single, strong pipeline that runs over 3,100 feet, stretching from the noisy pump all the way to the bustling, shaky deck. And the timeline for this? We're hoping to wrap it up in just 2 days, as if sheer determination could somehow shorten the process. But let's consider what we're really getting into. Investing a massive amount of time, money, and manpower into the shaky deck isn't just a gamble. It's like rolling the dice on a board that's already sloping. Yet, the possibility of a huge reward tempts us to take the risk. The thinking goes something like this: put in 100 units of effort to get 200 units of output, as if doubling our results were as easy as slicing a piece of cake. And why settle there? There's an unspoken expectation to do even better than that. This project is packed with potential but also riddled with risks. It's a prime example of human ambition pushing against the unrelenting forces of nature. Every step forward is a risky move on the edge of what's actually possible, where the only thing we're sure of is that we'll be using up resources like time, money, and labor at a rapid pace. And throughout it all, the hope of achieving something great is always just out of reach, tempting yet filled with the chance of failure. We keep pushing forward, drawn by the potential for success, fully aware that one wrong move could lead us to disaster. Indeed, this is a bold move that could redefine our capacities, where success could lead to a significant leap forward in our operations. The process, however, involves not just physical construction, but also a relentless battle against logistical and technical challenges. Every component, every joint, and every section of the pipeline must align perfectly, requiring precision and attention to detail that's almost obsessive. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking, the budget is straining, and the team is stretched thin. Yet, despite these pressures, there's a collective push to exceed expectations, to turn this risky venture into a showcase of efficiency and productivity. Next, we weigh the cost of progress, the surprising yield of the shaker deck. Every ounce of effort counts as we pour resources into this project, with the team rallying under high stakes. The air buzzes with a mix of excitement and anxiety, a tangible reflection of the high stakes involved. In the world of engineering marvels, this is yet another bold stroke.
If you stand on that side and then cable clamps and they let go, you're either one gonna miss a set of legs.
A testament to human ingenuity and the eternal drive to conquer and maximize. However, it's also a stark reminder of the fine line between breakthrough and breakdown. We proceed, holding our breath, ready to face whatever outcomes our ambitious endeavor brings. If this machine stops working after running for a whole day, I guess I'll have to step in and fix things. It's really something, this idea of making easy money. Just pick up the cash, clean up the area, and there you go. Everything's back to normal in just 2 days. Kevin has managed to put together a long stretch of pipeline, a whole half-mile of it, in such a short time. "Push it a bit more. Yes, there, that's perfect," they shout, as if finding the right spot is as easy as saying the words. Then with a proud, "Cool, bingo," the machine settles into a steady rhythm, almost running by itself. "All right, throw the water on now." "Yes, open it," they instruct, as the first bucket of the season's work is revealed. There it is, glinting in the light, the first real sign that their hard work might actually pay off. Fired up, they keep at this daily grind, turning it into a regular show. 3 days in, their equipment is fully functional, humming along as it processes dirt and rock. If it manages to capture even an ounce of gold, they'll praise its effectiveness, overlooking all the effort and uncertainty with a story of success. The story they tell is one of triumph, of beating the natural world with machines of steel and power. But underneath the shiny exterior, it's really a risky play against the unpredictability of nature, a dance of metal and water, where the outcomes are as unclear as the water they stir. Tony will finally start making some money, which really should have happened sooner. But at least things are moving now, and it looks like he might get his money back in just 2 days. It's pretty ironic how after waiting so long, the profits will now come easily. At Paradise Hill, Tony Beets has been putting old-timer tailings through the shaker deck for the past 3 days. The decision to start using the shaker deck has been met with both excitement and doubt. And how did things turn out? Better than expected, actually. The machine runs well, which is a bit of a surprise considering how often equipment tends to fail in this line of work. It's an impressive piece of machinery, really, making you wonder why it wasn't used earlier or why other, less effective methods were used for so long. This whole setup, while now looking like a smart move, does make you think about the efficiency of past operations and the choices that were made before this. Why wasn't the shaker deck brought in earlier? One could argue it was either a lack of attention or perhaps too much confidence in the old ways that delayed its use. Now that Tony is finally seeing some financial success, it feels more like a forced adaptation rather than a well-planned strategy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's 30 years ago. On the hill, we used to do 100, 125 ounces every day.
This belated shift to more effective tools brings up a lot of questions about the decisions made in the past. How much money was lost because the right equipment wasn't used? Was this delay due to sticking too long with familiar but outdated methods? Regardless of the reasons, Tony's path to profitability, though now on a promising track, suggests a reactive approach rather than one that's proactive. This whole scenario serves as a reminder of how important it is to update practices and stay open to change, especially in industries that depend so heavily on reliable equipment. Moving forward, let's dig into the challenges and wins. Finding value where none is seen. Tony needs to collect at least an ounce of gold every hour his machines are running to make the effort worthwhile. The gold he's after isn't shiny or eye-catching. It's a dull, grayish color that most people wouldn't look twice at. Yet, there's something valuable about what many consider just leftover bits from old mining jobs. Tony's approach is practical. He's in it to make money, not to admire pretty rocks. He's digging through tailings, which are essentially the leftovers from previous mining efforts. These are the piles that others have discarded, thinking all the value has been extracted. But Tony believes there's still profit to be made. The process isn't glamorous. It involves a lot of waiting and watching as the machines sift through dirt and rock. But when they weigh the gold, 10, 20, 30, up to 72.2 ounces, it turns out to be more lucrative than anyone expected. The total value of the gold they found reaches over $126,000. That's impressive, especially since it means Tony has made his investment back in just a bit over an hour. This success might seem surprising given the source of the gold. Who would have thought that a pile of discarded earth could still be so rich? This goes to show that Tony's gamble on the old tailings wasn't just blind luck. It was a calculated risk based on understanding the potential of overlooked resources. However, there's a subtle critique to be made here. Is this success story a one-off, or can it be replicated? Is the allure of quick profits enough to keep operations like Tony's going, despite the hard work and environmental impacts involved? These operations require large machines that tear through the earth, which is not without consequences for the landscape. As profits are celebrated, it's important to remember the broader picture. While Tony and his team might be enjoying the financial rewards, the true cost of mining, both environmentally and in terms of labor, often goes unaccounted for in the excitement of a big find. As the old saying goes, not all that glitters is gold, and in the rush to unearth hidden wealth, it's crucial to consider what's left behind.
I mean, there you are. You were in the same rut as you were where you left. And then we heard about the Yukon.
Well, it looks like we've wrapped up another week without any major problems. Pretty surprising, actually, given how things usually go around here. Shuffling the deck this time didn't cause any major issues, which is quite the achievement, don't you think? The past week was smoother than expected, like a slick operation that went off without a hitch. So, what's up for this week? With such a surprisingly smooth run, one might wonder if we're in for a quiet spell, or if we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe we'll keep the streak of good luck going. Wouldn't that be something? Imagine if we actually managed to keep things running this well for a change. But let's not get too excited. Consistency isn't exactly our strong suit. And how about your night? It went well, I hear, thanks to having the good crew with you. It's funny how much depends on who's around, isn't it? With the right people, you end up having a night where everything goes right. But with the wrong crowd, it's like watching a play where everyone forgets their lines. Let's talk numbers now. How much did we bring in? It's always about the numbers after all. Counting it all up, 20, 30, 40, 50, right up to 200. That's not bad at all. Those numbers might make all the past troubles seem a bit more tolerable. Here's hoping this lucky streak continues. After all, relying on luck in our business is about as smart as expecting a cat to pass up a free meal. We'll just have to see what happens next, won't we? Keep playing your cards right, and maybe we'll be able to celebrate again next week. With one good week behind us, what will the next bring? Behind the scenes of a gold rush, more than just mining. So with the unexpected success last week, it's tempting to think we might be on a roll. Or perhaps we're just enjoying a brief break from our usual routine of scrambling to fix one problem after another. Either way, having a week where things go according to plan is a welcome change. It gives us a moment to breathe, to not be constantly on edge, which is the norm in this game. Reflecting on the upcoming days, one can only hope that the smooth sailing continues. It would be a relief to have another week free from the usual drama and inefficiencies that plague us. Imagine that. 2 whole weeks where everything clicks into place like a well-oiled machine. That thought alone is enough to make one a bit more optimistic about the future, even if history tells us not to bet too heavily on good fortune. Continuing on this thought, it's crucial we don't get too comfortable. In our line of work, getting comfortable can often precede a fall. It's better to stay alert, ready to adapt, because if there's one thing predictable about our job, it's its unpredictability. Keeping an eye on the horizon, ready for whatever comes next, is the best strategy. Who knows? Maybe this is the start of a better trend, or perhaps just a brief respite before the usual challenges return. Only time will tell. But for now, let's enjoy the peace while it lasts and hope for another jackpot week. Mike just pulled in a whopping 242 ounces of gold, marking the season's highest haul yet. Meanwhile, Tony's total stash has grown to an impressive 1,460 ounces. They seem pretty pleased with themselves, calling it all just pocket money. To an outsider, their jubilation might seem a bit over the top, almost as if they're more interested in putting on a show for the cameras than in the actual gold.
It's pretty hard to make me happy, Parker, right? So if I ain't finding all, cat looks nice and clean for it, I'm concerned.
They use phrases like pretty slick to describe their success, which feels a bit rehearsed. It's as if they're not just mining for gold, but also for TV ratings, making sure every ounce dug up is a spectacle to keep viewers coming back for more. The enthusiasm seems almost too perfect, with a hint of urgency to keep the audience engaged and eager for the next episode. Their rallying cry to keep chasing after more gold comes across as a performance. Let's keep it up, they shout, encouraging their team, but it also sounds like a clever way to keep the viewers at home hooked on their adventure. Get back out there, get some more of that yellow stuff, they say, making the quest for gold sound like an exciting treasure hunt. The way they talk to the camera, especially when Park Shin tells people to subscribe to Discovery Australia for more Gold Rush content, blurs the line between a genuine mining operation and a well-oiled entertainment machine. It seems they're not just mining gold, they're mining for viewers' attention, spinning each discovery into a storyline that keeps the audience wanting more. The The spectacle of gold mining has turned into a choreographed dance between man and nature, captured meticulously for the audience at home. Each episode, each ounce of gold adds to the drama, ensuring that the viewers remain glued to their screens, waiting for the next big find. This approach transforms the rugged world of gold mining into a sleek television experience where the thrill of the hunt is served up as bite-sized entertainment. What do you think? Is this genuine gold mining or just scripted entertainment? Comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights.